Welcome to Sit, Stay, Read, the podcast for every wag, whinny, and whisker. I'm Kathleen Donnelly, award-winning author and retired canine handler. Each week, I chat with novelists about the bond we share with our furry friends and how they inspire stories. Grab a coffee, get cozy with your favorite pet. It's time to sit, stay, read. Well, today's guest, Taylor Epperson, is a debut author with a really fun, cozy fantasy. Second time's a charm. We meet some really crazy fun fantasy creatures, including fire-breathing chickens, and we'll call him an emotional support dragon. I loved him. But I also, as a romance author, kind of considered this a rom-com. So we'll talk about that. Taylor, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
So this is your debut novel. Congratulations. That's so
Thank you.
exciting.
Thank you.
Tell me about your publishing journey. I think it's always so fun to hear a debut author's first time, first
Right.
novel journey.
Um, so this is the book that I queried and I got my literary agent with. I did query two books before that. I will say, the first book that I wrote probably should not ever be touched again. But they were both more epic and darker fantasy. And then I got the urge to write like a fun, whimsical fantasy rom-com. And I really fell in love with it. And then I started querying this one and I signed with my agent. And then, we
Oh,
were on submission for about 3 months before this sold to Grand
wow.
Central.
That's fantastic. That's a pretty quick sale being on
It is.
submission.
I was very thankful.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations. And this is such a fun story. So I'd love to hear you tell the listeners a little bit about it, give us some info about the story and maybe where the inspiration for it came from.
Yes, Second Time's a Charm is I call it a fantasy rom-com. It is about a disgraced witch who has to go back to her hometown, and she's taking over her father's sanctuary for magical creatures. When she gets there, she's reuniting with everything she left behind, but also runs into her ex-boyfriend, who's now become an assassin, and she finds a sanctuary like in debt. It's struggling, and he is the only person that can help her. So they have to team up to save the sanctuary and the creatures. For the inspiration, it's a little bit. I always like laugh a little bit when I tell people this. Um, I'm a mom, and I had my daughter during COVID. So we were home a lot, and sometimes we would get like on TikTok, and she loved watching animals. And every now and then, we'd see like an animal sanctuary, and a lot
Yeah.
of them had like goats or something. And I was like, this would be such a fun concept to do in a fantasy book because I was like, there's got to be other magical creatures that aren't off fighting wars and stuff. I was like, what's happening to them? Where are they? So that's how the idea started for Second Time's a Charm and the Sanctuary for Magical Creatures.
I love that. And it was so funny. So at the very beginning, we meet Reese. She's left her hometown in disgrace, which we'll get into the fire-breathing chickens.
Yes.
We might have to talk about why she's left. We'll give that spoiler. I try not to give too many, but I love the name. She's working with her friend in a
Mhm.
flower shop, I guess I call it, called Dirty Hose. And I knew him
Yes.
then. I was like, I love this sense of humor. So
I'm so glad.
do you did you have inspiration for her friend for that shop? Was there or just the fun of it?
I don't know where the flower shop idea came from. The name, I was just Googling flower puns, and I'm really surprised everyone's let me keep it this far. I was kind of worried, but nobody said anything, and everybody seems to like it. They seem to like the humor, which I'm also kind of glad that like everyone got, and it wasn't like a joke I told and no one laughed. So that worked out. Um, her best friend, her name is Maggie. They run a magical flower shop together. And she just kind of came to me when I was forming Reese's backstory and what she moved on to when she left her hometown. But Maggie and Reese are very opposite of each other, and you really see it in the opening chapter, and then you see it in a little pieces here and there, and
Yeah.
later on. But where Reese is really like chaotic and messy and kind of has trouble planning things and getting her life together, Maggie's a little bit more, those things come a little bit more effortlessly to her. So I really liked pairing them together, and
Yeah.
their friendship just makes so much sense and they're running their business, especially when you read the opening chapter.
Yes, yes. God, the opening chapter was so funny, and we'll leave it at that. We're gonna
Yeah,
make people go out and
we'll leave
buy
it
the
for a
book.
surprise.
We gave away the name of the flower shop, so we're gonna leave the other part as a surprise. But we find out Reese is called back home, and again, the thought of going home, I don't live too far from where I grew up. So you run into people you know, there's this history, but for her, the history involves fire-breathing chickens. And we were talking before the show, I used to raise chickens and show them in 4-H. So
Hmm.
I latched on to the chickens. What can I say? Tell us about them and the secret, Reese. Well, I don't know if it's a secret. It's not a town secret, but
Yeah.
why she doesn't want to go home.
Yes. Okay. So the sanctuary is home to a like flock of fire spitting chickens, and they are rather feisty. And Reese has a very complicated history with them. One time in particular, when her father was running the sanctuary, he left town and she was left to watch them. And they got out and they are like running through the town, spitting fire and making a huge mess. And they almost burned down the town center, which is like horrifying because in the town center, you've just got Reese surrounded by chickens, spitting fire. And she's like, I don't know what to do, guys. Sorry. And she always had a complicated relationship with the sanctuary, but this takes it to a new scale where her relationship from this point on is going to be strained with the creatures, but also her dad's trust in her to run the store and the
Yeah.
people's trust. They're like, please don't leave her home again.
Yeah, I love that. And it made the cover even funnier. I don't know if anyone's watching this on YouTube, if they can see, but there's our fire spitting dragons all over, or not dragons,
It's
chickens.
okay. The fire
Chickens.
spitting chickens.
All over the cover. So that cracked me up. Now you had some other magical creatures. Tell us about
Mm-hmm.
a few of the, I mean, we had a lot of them, but tell us some of your favorites.
Okay. I'm looking at the cover. So the one I'm going to talk about is the porcupine.
Oh my God, he's adorable. He's right
Yes,
there.
that's Phoebe. Phoebe's one of my favorites, and I think it's because when she gets anxious, she disappears. And that just feels like such a relatable, magical ability to have. I too wish I could do that.
I do
But
too.
as a porcupine, also her quills are very like they're very lethal. I was trying to find out like a friendly way to say that. But so all the creatures in the sanctuary, because it's a sanctuary, they kind of have like a hard past. And they've all been saved.
Yeah.
Phoebe's one of the newer additions. She is still healing, so you do get to see her in treatment. Um, there is, oh, our emotional support dragon. We have to
Yes.
mention.
I
We
love
have,
Blaze.
yes, we have Blaze, who is like this dragon who just never really grew full size. And he is like an emotional support. He is like attached to Reese's shoulder throughout so many scenes. He does not like to be
Yes.
left home. His little bed is actually inside the sanctuary with Reese. Like he just hangs out inside. He's not out with the rest of the creatures, but he is so cute. We love him. Um, let's see who else. Okay, we there's Benedict, which is a magical raccoon. He is like one of our biggest troublemakers. Um, he's very mischievous. He likes to kind of pick on the chickens and kind of cause trouble with them. And then we have a lot, and my mind's just like going through them.
Oh, there
Um,
are a
we
lot. Yeah.
we have Archie. Archie's one of my favorites. I called him a Rallo, which is just a word that I made up for his species in the book. But he's like a magical transporting bird that a lot of times people use to send letters. But he was injured when he was younger, so now he can't really control when he transports, and it just happens at really chaotic times. And Reese has to learn how to work around that and work with him. We do have another dragon who is full size. He's very
That's right. Yeah.
antisocial. He doesn't really like to be seen, and he does have a bit of tummy issues. I do love him. He kind of just hides out in the woods, and I love him for that. He's so fun. They were all so fun to write. There's a couple more, but off the top of my head, those are
I
some of
was
my
gonna say
favorites.
those were some of my favorites too. But now to get to the our assassin and our
Hmm.
second chance romance. And am I
Yes.
saying his name right? Laken? Is
Uh-huh,
that right?
yes. Laken.
Okay. Yes. Tell us about Laken and
Yes. Laken's one of my favorite characters that I've wrote. He is he's like a part-time assassin. He is off work right now. Well, kind of, which you'll find out through the story what his real assignment is. But Laken, I feel like, for this kind of occupation, most of the characters would be like morally gray, and he's
yeah.
really not. Laken is very sunshine.
Yeah.
He someone else called him I think they said a crispy cinnamon roll, where he's kind of
Okay.
got this like edgy core, but in the inside he's still just like this sunshiny, friendly, charming boy. The I loved his dynamic with the town
Yeah.
because nobody knows Laken is an assassin. That's a secret to the town. They still think he is just this shining golden boy, but he's got like this huge dark secret, and
He
so
does.
he's a very complex character, and because it's a secret he has to deal with that and cope with that on his own, which we see a little bit in the book too. So he goes on a bit of an emotional arc. But
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go
so
ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say he was a fun character, and I love the beginning when he's the one taking care of the animals until
Hmm.
Reese can get there, which
Yes.
just irritates the heck out of her.
Yes.
So he's not only an assassin, he's an animal whisperer too for all these
Right,
creatures.
right. Well, and for those who don't know, so Laken, this is a second chance romance. So Laken's
Yeah.
not new to the creatures because he was there a lot when him and Reese were younger 3 years ago. He kind of grew up around them. So when the dad needs someone to take over, Reese is out of town. Laken is just there to step in, and Reese is not happy about it at all.
No, and this might be a good opportunity to also talk about her relationship with her father. It's very complicated
Yes.
and very emotional. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, so Reese does have a strained relationship with her father, especially after the chicken incident with the town
Yes.
center. Um, so in the book, it does mention Reese's mother passed away, and after that, her relationship with her father becomes very complicated. It's very level, like it doesn't go very deep. There's no like emotional connections between them. He kind of just shut a lot of things off, including her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and it mentions in the past that he does try like a couple times to teach her with the sanctuary, but he's not very patient. He's not very like kind, I guess. And so that is what causes the strain between Reese and the sanctuary, is because it was never, after her
Yeah.
mother passed away, it wasn't the same home that it was. And then after the town center, she's like,
That's,
you know what? I'll just leave. I'll go do something else. I'm going to get out of here. So she leaves that behind her. And
yeah.
her father was going, he is going like on a journey for other magical creatures. So
Yeah.
that's why we don't see him come back.
Now, will there be any more books? Like, will we ever see a book with him in it? Is this going to be a series or is this a standalone?
This is a standalone, yeah.
Okay.
So, so I don't plan to write any more with him coming back.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, and it seemed like it was, wrapped up really nicely, and yeah, I love the second chance romance. You're rooting for these two to get back together, and I think one of my favorite first scenes with them together is the dart game.
Oh, yes. I love the dart game. It's so like bantery and they're both so competitive that it's so fun. And because it's second chance romance, they know each other, they know how to really rile each other up. And
Yeah.
that's a very fun scene.
It was. And of course, the winner, we'll give a little spoiler, the winner gets to ask a question,
Mm-hmm.
and that's as far as I'll go there. I'll let
Yes.
you decide if you want to say anything more about
No, that's
that.
okay. We'll keep it a secret.
That sounds good. Yeah, because this is definitely one readers will enjoy, especially if they love romance. It's really good. So I wanted to touch base because there's another author with your same name out there,
Yes,
and I
there.
want to make sure listeners can find you. So tell us how to find you.
Yes, I am mostly active on Instagram. My username is by Taylor Epperson, just like BY, like written by. There is
Okay.
another Taylor Epperson. She is super kind because we get mixed up a lot, and sometimes our books get like added to each other's profiles. But she's
Yeah.
super kind. She does indie or self-publish some books, but we are not the same person. Second Time's a Charm is my one and only book right now,
Yeah.
so that one's just mine.
Well, maybe at some point you two will have to do an event together or something.
Maybe Taylor Epperson squared.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
There you go. I think you should do it.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. So what's up next as far as the next book you're writing?
Yes, I do have a book that is slated for 2027. It's not
Nice.
announced yet, so I can't say much about it. I am hoping to
Okay.
be able to say more this summer, but I
Nice.
have been told I can tease that it is a paranormal rom-com. So
Oh, fun.
it's totally different, out of this world. I will say that we do spot some magical creatures in there,
Okay.
but it is a paranormal rom-com.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that'll be fun to read. That's and the rom-com for sure. You have such a great way of writing humor. So it is
Thank you so much. When I started writing like I said before, the other two books I queried that were like darker fantasies, I kind of realized the only part I liked writing was like the romance and the banter and like all the fun parts. It's like maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should try.
Well, I think it turned out great because, like I said, I'll be in bed reading, and it makes me laugh out loud,
Uh,
and
Thank you
so
so much. I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
yeah, no, it was fantastic. So thank you so much for coming on this show. I really appreciate it. And oh, do you have an author newsletter or website?
I do have a website and a
Okay.
newsletter. I don't use my newsletter a lot, but if I have things to announce, that's where it will be. Um,
Okay.
on my Instagram, I have a link tree, and all my links are in there. Because off the
Great.
top of my head, I can't name what my newsletter is.
No worries. No, that's very easy. I was looking at your link tree earlier today. It's everything's there, so it's
Yes.
easy to find. So just go to the by Taylor Epperson and
Yes.
awesome. Well, thank you for coming on this
Yes.
show.
Thank you so much for having me. This was such a pleasure. I loved it.
Well, good. I enjoyed having you and everyone. If you enjoy a really fun fantasy rom-com with fire breathing chickens or fire spitting, I should say, fire spitting chickens, emotional support dragons, fun, complex characters, Second Time's a Charm is the book for you. And until next time, keep your tails wagging and pages turning. Thanks for joining me today. Sit, Stay, Read is a part of the Authors on the Air Global Network. If you enjoyed today's author interview, be sure to leave a review and share the episode with a fellow animal-loving reader. If you're curious about the world of working dogs and wilderness adventures, please check out my books at KathleenDonnelly.com. Until next time, curl up with your best furry friend and sit, stay, read.